Senate Resolution 8678, recognizing the Chimacum High School Marching Band. The Secretary will read.
Whereas the Chimacum High School Marching Band has carried forward a deep and meaningful musical tradition in the Chimacum community, reflecting decades of student and faculty dedication, family support, and school pride. And whereas the band represents a small rural high school in Jefferson County, yet consistently demonstrates that commitment, hard work, and teamwork can create opportunities far beyond what size alone might suggest. And whereas the Chimacum High School Marching Band has been selected as Washington State's representative in the 2026 National Independence Day Parade in Washington, D.C., becoming the first and only band in the state chosen for this honor. And whereas this rare national opportunity recognizes the Chimacum spirit of steady improvement, the courage to grow, and the pride students take in representing the valley near the water. And whereas the band's journey reflects daily efforts, early rehearsals, learning new skills, supporting one another, and persisting through challenges, with students building confidence, leadership, and a strong sense of belonging along the way. And whereas the Chimacum community has embraced the band's longstanding tradition, with families, alumni, boosters, and local partners coming together to encourage students, maintain sustainable music program, and ensure all students who wish to participate can do so. And whereas the band's story has resonated across Washington and beyond, illustrating how small schools cultivate resilience, creativity, and connection, and how music programs strengthen community identity and student engagement. And whereas the state of Washington recognized the value of school music programs in promoting student well-being, collaboration, and community pride, and applauds Chimacum's students for representing both their school and their state on a national stage. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Washington State Senate congratulate the Chimacum High School Marching Band for its selection to perform at the 2026 National Independence Day Parade, honoring the nation's 250th birthday. And be it further resolved that the Senate commend the students, band director, staff, families, and community members who have contributed to sustaining the band's long tradition of participation, improvement, and pride. And be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be transmitted to the Chimacum School District, the Chimacum High School Marching Band, and the Director as a token of the Senate's appreciation and respect.
Senator Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move adoption of Senate Resolution 8678.
Senator Chapman has moved adoption of Senate Resolution 8678. Remarks, Senator Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my honor today to stand in favor of this resolution. So many folks probably went into these young people's lives to get into this moment, but they're going to be representing Washington State at our 250th birthday next July in Washington, D.C. Let me repeat that. A small band from Chimacum School in Jefferson County will represent the state of Washington at our 250th birthday as a nation in Washington, D.C. There's nothing more to say than that, honestly, because that has to be one of the highest honors a small school band has ever achieved in our state's history. Mr. President, on the day when we're also going to recognize professional athletes who played on the highest stage and became world champions, I would posit that today a small school from Chimacum also stands on a grand stage being recognized by this body. And in my book, and I think in this chamber's book, they are champions as worthy as a resolution that we'll pass in a moment for the Seattle Seahawks. Mr. President, I thank you for the time to recognize the Chimacum Marching Band. For those of us who had a chance to hear them this morning, they will make us very proud as a state in Washington, D.C. in the parade route. They are talented. They are committed. They were up at left at dark 30 to be here by 8:30 this morning to play in the rotunda. And we've heard bands in the rotunda before, Mr. President. I have. Never have I been so moved and honored to be their representative in this chamber. So thank you, Mr. President. I hope that we get to recognize one more time the Chimacum Band, who will represent all of us in D.C. in July. Thank you.
Further remarks, Senator Short.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I appreciate the gentleman who just spoke in offering this resolution. I support it. Band experiences I was part of marching band in high school, and I can tell you that The friendships are amazing. The hard days and long hours of practice that you put in to be just the best that you can be, Mr. President, was so meaningful. I think it produces, a work ethic that we use today, and I'm so proud of these students and what they've accomplished, the representation of their community and the representation of our state. Just a job well done. Thank you, Mr. President.
Further remarks? If there are no further remarks, the question before the Senate is the adoption of Senate Resolution 8678. All those in favor will signify by saying aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. It is the President's distinct pleasure to welcome to the Senate in the South Gallery, the President has it correct this time, the 30-member-strong Chimacum High School Marching Band, including Mr. Mikhail Groth, drum major for the 2025-26 school year. Joining the Cowboys Marching Band are Mr. Daniel Furlan, Band Director, Mr. Ryan Stevens, Principal of Chimacum High School, Mr. Scott Mock, Chimacum High School Superintendent, and Mr. Jesse Bland, President of Chime In, the Chimacum Band Boosters Club. Would the members, representatives, and supporters of the Chimacum High School Marching Band please stand and be recognized by the members of the Senate?